Hello, Pinon Hills Christian Academy families. My name is Justin Jordan, and it is my honor to be the new head of school here at PHA. I wanted to come to you today to give you a little background on me, talk about my philosophy for Christian education, and answer some of the questions that I know you have that you've been sending in as it pertains to this coming school year. And so really the first thing I wanted to say is that I'm a native from Farmington. I was born and raised here. I lived here till I was 18. My mom and dad lived here almost 50 years. I was saved here in Farmington. I've spent 27 years away in both Texas and Idaho. I've spent the last 12 years in Christian education. And so it is really an exciting privilege for me to come back and be part of Pinon Hills Academy and have an opportunity to impact the students and the lives of these kids that go to Pinon Hills Academy for our community. So my philosophy on Christian education is academic excellence and God-honoring excellence. And we infuse the Word of God into everything that we do here at Pinon Hills Academy. Deuteronomy 6:5-7 says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. These commandments that I give to you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you're at home, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up." And what I love about that is that's a biblical mandate for us as Christian parents to make the Word of God as conspicuous as possible to our children. Christian education is that opportunity to infuse the Word of God into everything that we do. And so that's what I love about this ministry and this opportunity to come here and do this. I wanted to give you some information about what's coming up as we go back to school, and then how we're actually going to handle school this year in the midst of some of these uncertain times. And so the first thing I want to tell you is our teachers are going to return August 13th and 14th for in-service. And really three things that we're going to focus on through in-service is our curriculum that we will use, infused with the Word of God, FACS training, which you probably know as RenWeb. RenWeb is now called FACS SIS. And then we'll do Google Classroom training, which will be our platform for both grades and assignments, but any online that we do, whether it's partially or whether we are all back online at some point, we'll use Google Classroom as our platform for that. The first day of school for your student will be August 17th, and that will be a partial day. So that'll be back to school orientation, where you get to come and you get to meet the teacher, you get to spend a little bit of time in the classroom. We'll do that staggered so that we are practicing social distancing, but everybody will get to come and see their class and their teacher. And then we'll do a brief little bit of testing just to see where our students are at. And so don't stress at all about the test. It's just for us to know so we can adapt our curriculum to pick up where they left off so they'll be successful for the rest of the year. Our first day of school will be Tuesday, August 18th, and that will be a full day for your students. So what I'd like to do now is really address a lot of the questions that are on your mind that you've sent to me regarding COVID, the classrooms, and what that will actually look like this year. We're going to tell you what we know today based on ACSI, which is our governing body standards, as well as the state of New Mexico standards. It's 7 weeks until school starts, so certainly things can change, but as of today, this is how we're going to operate. We want to operate in a way that is as normal to routine as possible, but still making sure that we are safe and that we are taking the health of our staff and our students into extreme consideration, and we will focus on that and we will train on that and we'll be prepared for those things. So the first question is, what will the classroom look like when my students come back? And so ultimately our classrooms will be social distance. One of the great things about Pinon Hills Academy is we have great big classrooms, and so we're going to utilize those. We're going to take out all the furniture except enough for 15 or 16 students, depending on the classroom, and we will social distance those classrooms. We will also make sure that we are cleaning on a regular, everyday basis. We have a cleaning apparatus that sprays a mist across equipment, whether it's inside or outside, and that kills germs and bacteria on the equipment, so we'll use that on a daily basis as well. We will practice hand washing and sanitation stations throughout the classrooms, but we will really focus on our social distancing in our classrooms. We will have lunch either in the classroom or outside or in the cafeteria, social distance, but we won't be gathering in large groups. So the classes will stay together. They may move somewhere outside or again to another area, but we won't have any type of large gatherings. One of the other things is that we will not have a chapel where we gather all together, but we will make sure that we have chapel every single week. And so sometimes that'll be chapel that we do virtually, that we share with all the classrooms at the same time, as well as our students that are online. We also may have chapel one class at a time where myself, one of the pastors from the church, or somebody else will move around and do chapels in each individual classroom. And so we'll communicate to you what that looks like. But ultimately, chapel will still happen every single week. The next question is, will there be recess? Yes, we will absolutely always have recess. One of the best things against COVID is ultraviolet light, and so we will get our students outside. We'll still have recess. We'll still make sure that they're exercising every single day. The next question says, I know the public schools are doing a hybrid of 2 days in school and 2 days online. What will Pinon Hills Academy do? So what we are going to do is we are going to offer 5 full days in the classroom for 15 to 16 students per class, grades preschool through 8th grade. Now, you also have an online option, and so if you are uncomfortable being in school, if you prefer that your students have an online option, you have that option as well, and you can register for online courses, and we will provide the exact same academic experience online to you that we provide in the classroom for everybody else. The next question is, will students be required to wear masks? And this almost seems to be changing week by week in our state now, and so what I would ask you there is to be patient with us. Over the next 6 weeks before school starts, I expect that these regulations will change even further. Our ultimate desire is that students are encouraged to wear masks, but not required to wear masks. There's even some consideration as what is a public area and what is a private area? What is the minimum age requirement? And so as we get further clarification on that, we will communicate that to you. Ultimately, we will adhere to our state standards to the extent that we are required to as a private Christian school. So again, if you could be patient with us in that particular area, we will communicate to you more clearly when we have better clarification on that. The next question is, how do you social distance a kindergarten or a pre-kindergarten class? And that is a really great question, and the honest answer is that we are going to do our best in that, and we're going to rely on our teachers. Our teachers are going to be trained. New Mexico and ACSI have standards on and best practices on how that actually should occur, whether you're in kindergarten or whether you're in 5th grade or whether you're in 8th grade. And so we will follow those guidelines. We will train on them. We will not get it perfect, but ultimately we will do our best to protect your students in the situations that they're put in Pinon Hills Academy on a daily basis. The next question says, how will you do online? When you re-enroll, if you elect to be an online student, then we will provide for you teaching through Google Classroom on a daily basis. And so in some cases that will be live interaction with the entire class. In other situations that will be a recorded lesson that will then be posted to Google Classroom. The assignments can be posted there, turned in there. A student can ask questions of the teacher through Google Classroom, and a student can also interact with other online students, and so they can collaborate on lessons. And so we actually have somebody from Southern Methodist University in Dallas that is going to do our training for in-service on how to effectively use Google Classroom for online learning. The next question is what is the tuition for online education? And so the tuition for the online learning is $3,260 for the year. What will your arrival and drop-off procedures be? And so you will still drive up, drop your students off in front of the building. We will have staff members out there that are doing temperature checks and asking you a symptom questionnaire. We will not do any type of testing on our students, but we will screen them through temperature checks and a symptom checker each and every day, and then they will be escorted into the building. We actually won't allow, at the beginning at least, parents to come into the building. We'll take those students from there and make sure that they safely and quickly get to their class. One of the questions was, would you ever test my student for COVID without my knowledge? And the answer is no. We would never test one of your students or one of our students, your child. We may ask or recommend that a class or a student be tested, but that would certainly be you. That's not something that we would ever do. The next question is, what if we have a positive test? In the event of a positive COVID-19 test, we would follow New Mexico and ACSI best practices standards for what happens with a positive test. And so in some cases it's isolation of a certain class. Certainly the positive test is going to be away from campus until they are 5 days symptom-free and have a negative test. We will probably in that case put that particular class in masks. They may meet in a different part of the building so that they don't interact with other students. And in most cases, that class will go online for a period of 14 days to make sure that no one else comes down with COVID. And your tuition would be prorated and adjusted to an online amount for that period of time that they're at home. The next question says, what if we have another statewide stay-at-home order? And so if we are ordered to stay at home again, we will comply with the state recommendation or requirement to stay at home, and we will move completely online through Google Classroom at that time. Now, I can assure you that we will be prepared for that because Google Classroom online education will be happening every day. We will be training for it in advance to be prepared for that. Certainly our desire for those of you that want to be here is we want you in the classroom, but if we are required to be at home again, we will be prepared for that. We will move to that efficiently, and we'll communicate with you through that entire process. I know that there's plenty of other questions out there as far as me and the new guy coming to the school. What are you going to do about COVID? Questions about curriculum, staffing, all of those things. Please email me your questions. If there's enough of the same question, I'll send it out to everybody. If not, I'll just respond to you directly. My email is jjordan@pinionhillsacademy.com, and that's JJORDAN@pinionhillsacademy.com. I would love to meet you. I'd love to answer any of your questions that you might have. If you have not yet enrolled your student, I encourage you to do so. We will open enrollment for our new families next week. So if you have not enrolled yet and you want your child here at Pinon Hills Academy, either in person or online, please make sure that you contact the school and get your child re-enrolled. We already have a couple grades that are at capacity. We have a few other grades that are just 1 or 2 students away from capacity. So please do that right away. Please tell your friends that we have open enrollment starting next week, and the best thing that we could do is have you refer your friends to also be students here at Pinon Hills Academy. And so we want like-minded families. You know those families, and so we ask you that you tell your friends about Pinon Hills Academy. Have them come up here. I'll give them a personal tour. I would love to meet with them and spend some time with them there. One of the most important things about Christian education is the partnership between the parents, the families, and the school. And so I really look forward to partnering with you in the education of your students. I believe that Pinon Hills is a great place, and I really believe that the best days of Pinon Hills Academy are ahead of us. I apologize for the longer video. Most future videos will be shorter. We will have a full calendar of events coming out in the next few days, so you'll know what the entire school year looks like. And I just want to say that I am honored to partner with you in Christian education and the journey that is for your family. God bless you and have a great day.